Hi, my name is Sylvia. I was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 31 in 1997, and I was diagnosed the second time around in 2001. I had breast reconstruction done in 2011. It was the flap and removal of both of my breast, and then I had the testicles done, and it was the best thing that I could have done.
Hi, my name is Lynn. I was diagnosed with breast cancer January of 2013. I was diagnosed with lobular breast cancer. I had tissue expanders in the process of fat grafting.
Hi, my name is Sherry. I'll never forget the day I was diagnosed because it was October 1st, 2014, and it was the first day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So that morning I woke up because it was October 1st and put on my pink shirt in honor of Breast Cancer Month. Who knew that 2 hours later that shirt would have a lot more significance to me than it did when I put it on that morning. I had invasive ductal carcinoma, which when they told me what that was, I had no idea what that meant. I did have breast cancer reconstruction. At the time of my bilateral mastectomy, I had expanders at that same surgery, and I kept the expanders in, I think it was for about 6 months. Then I had the implants 6 months later in April of 2015.
Hello, my name is Anne. I found a lump in the fall of 2012. The breast lump was found to be a benign tumor that needed to be removed, along with a very large cyst. Because of my family history, we decided to go ahead and have the BRCA mutation testing, and the result came back positive in January of 2013. In April of 2013, I had bilateral mastectomy with immediate reconstruction to expanders and then to implants a few months later.
Hi, I'm Dawn. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in April of 2006. We determined the best course of action was to have a lumpectomy. From there, I found out we had a baby on the way. I determined that I just wanted to get my child here safely, knowing that this would be my one shot at having a child. After nursing her and having that opportunity, which I felt was pretty special, and did so with the okay from my doctors, about 5 months later, I recognized it was time for me to make sure and take care of myself. My decision was to go back and actually have a double mastectomy.
Hi, I'm Evelyn. It's DCIS, or Ductal Carcinoma in situ. It was on May 4th, 2015. The type of reconstruction I have is bilateral breast reconstruction with silicone implants and acellular dermal matrix.
Hi, my name is Laura. I actually did not have breast cancer. I was kind of a fluke. I was in my doctor's office and I had a mass, and they wanted to take a look at it, and they found out that I had the defective breast cancer gene. My surgery was actually prophylactic, which is a preventative surgery. You know, it could be me sitting here dealing with chemotherapy or radiation, and I fortunately had a fairly quick recovery where I feel fantastic, and I did not have to go through things that some who do have cancer did go through, although in my shoes the recovery was very difficult and it affected me in many ways.
My name is Pam Null, and I'm a breast health warrior. In April of 2013, I was diagnosed with stage 2 ER/PR positive, HER-negative ductal carcinoma. My life was going to change. I had breast cancer. Now I was one of them. Knowing all my options and what I could do was important. I chose the deep inferior epigastric perforator flap surgery. With fear and trepidation, I decided the DIEP reconstruction surgery, long-term results using my own tissue, natural substance, not foreign, didn't require follow-up treatment surgeries 10 years down the line to replace. Using my own stomach fat, a flatter tummy, and a mastioplexy, a breast lift, to lift the other girl. It was healthy breast, but it was sagging. that was the way for me.
I'm very thankful for having reconstruction. It helps me to feel whole. I remember my mother having a prosthesis and it being difficult to manage, and so now I have breasts that are better and much safer than they were before.
I was able to restore my physical appearance, and that I was able to improve my self-confidence and my quality of life.
I knew I wanted to have reconstruction because I felt maimed. I lost my breast. My girls were always a part of my identity. I had a wonderful Polish last name, and I was called Robubski in high school. So, one was missing now.
I had the reconstruction done to the fact that it made me feel whole again as a woman. It made me feel better about myself, and given the opportunity to be able to show other women that no matter what you go through when it comes to cancer, the best option is to have all cancer removed, and having wonderful doctors and like Dr. Hill to be able to reconstruct you and make you feel good about yourself.
I think we live in a world today where women and men, they focus on how they look, and that's not so much it. But you don't want to be that person that people feel sorry for when you walk down the street. It just helps you to live your life without always having to think about, what's in the mirror.
For me, it just made me feel like I had conquered the disease and that I was back to myself and just feeling good about myself, and it was really helpful in making me feel like I had completed the journey and had gone through a time where I felt courageous at the end.
It's been a very long journey. I've met some awesome people, so awesome, in the offices, the nurses in the hospitals, the doctors, everybody in the operating rooms. They've just been fabulous, very comforting throughout, reassuring, helpful. It's been fabulous. It's been very positive experience.
The thing I think I appreciated the most was the information that was provided to me, being provided with various options. All of that was really helpful in terms of making educated decisions along the way.
Loma Linda University Medical Center, it's a big place. But with the reconstruction that I had, they had the hot ICU and the things that were needed for me to recover properly. And I appreciated the nursing staff. They were great. And spending 6 days in a hospital is a long time for a surgery. But I think the outcome was excellent.
The plastic surgeon office, the staff here have been excellent, very kind and caring and supportive. I had many questions and they answered all of my questions. The hospital I stayed at, I had my surgeries at the surgical hospital, and I felt that the peri-op staff there were very knowledgeable and caring and considerate of me.
Oh, it's awesome. All the medical personnel and all the nurses were so nice to me, and I can say they're super nice, because when I went for biopsy, even the diagnostic medical team, they were so nice to me, and they give me encouragement, and they boost my confidence and said that don't worry, it's good that if we found out early, it's good, because we will be able to do something about it.
When the surgeon walked in the room, he came straight up to me. He took my hands in his hands and he looked me straight in the eye and he said, "We are going to take care of you." And that to me was just the best way to start the whole process of dealing with breast cancer, because I felt comforted from the very beginning. And I didn't know at the time what a journey it was going to be, and the doctor's appointments and the decisions I had to make and the education that I was going to go through. Just the different pathways that the treatment was going to take me. And I always remembered those words because I felt so comforted and I knew that I was going to be taken care of. It was just a great way to begin the experience.
My experience here at Loma Linda was wonderful. It has been wonderful. They've been here for me 100%, very kind, loving, and I actually look at them more like family, very supportive in every way that they can be.
Where do I begin? I've always loved Loma Linda University. I've grown up in the area, known about the hospital, but the staff, Dr. Lum, who was my surgeon, and Dr. Kim Hans, who did the reconstruction, which was immediately. They worked side by side. They sat down and they met with me prior to my surgeries, and they actually really explained what to expect, because it was a very scary situation going in, not knowing what was going to be the outcome. And they did this prior to the surgery, and the day of the surgery they were there, and they came and gave me encouragement, and I went into surgery pretty much with no fear. And I think that's a great experience when you're dealing with something like this.
Cancer has taught me to trust God and not man. You dig into your inner soul and find courage. You need to reach out to find others to help you when needed.
This journey has taught me to be strong, to have faith that, you know what, you're just not in control, and you just have to give it all up to Him, and stay positive, be that light, be that person that, you don't know why you're given the things that you're given in life, but when you take it in and you embrace it, you become that light for other women and men.
I'm not sure if it really taught me anything. I think I'm still processing what's happened. There were a lot of decisions to make, and what I realized is there was a lot of people also who, when you have breast cancer, are there to help you and support you. People that you didn't even know were going to be there to help you. And what I realized is everybody has their own journey and their own way of dealing with it.
It's given me a positive attitude about life itself and about me, about who I am and what I've become through this. A strong-willed woman that's moving forward with my journey.
I went through taking care of my mother. In fact, I left my work. If she was brave enough to undergo medical treatment and she did not give up, right now she could have survived. We lost her at age 66, and I said I don't want to die early, because my kids still need me. I have 3 children and they need me. All my friends, I posted them on Facebook and I told them I have DCIS, please pray for me. And all my friends around the world prayed for me, and I thank God I'm cancer free, because when I had my post appointment with my oncologist, and they assured me I'm 95% cancer free, and thank God.
My friends and family here have been very supportive in helping me with driving to doctor's appointments, letting me cry on their shoulder, coping through all of these stages, going shopping, and just being there for me.
My son was 10 at the time I was diagnosed. He was 2 weeks away from turning 11. And I didn't know how I was going to tell him that I had breast cancer. I'm a single mom, and we really are a very strong family. And I didn't know how he was going to react to that. So before I told him, first of all, I made sure that I had the answers that I needed. So I waited until after I met with the oncology surgeon to know a little bit more about what the diagnosis was going to look like and what I'd be going through. And I also did some research on how to tell children that you have cancer. And I'm glad I did that because he didn't react the way I expected him to, and he didn't react the way I necessarily needed him to. But because I had read how children react to a cancer diagnosis in a parent, it really helped me to understand and not take it personally. There were times when he would cry, there were times when he was angry, there were times when he would take it out on me. But I knew from my research why he was doing that, and it really helped us both, I think, get through the diagnosis and the treatment, and he's much stronger for having seen his mom go through this, and our relationship's stronger, but it is different with children.
Your family is not necessarily people that are related to you. They're the people that surround you every day, and so they've been a great support to me.
I let people know that I had breast cancer. I wasn't ashamed of it. I was scared, but I know the power of prayer. And that's when I watched the Holy Spirit work and create those many miracles. I think you need to just pull out all the stops when it comes to your support team.
I can remember one time being in my bed, really ill and not looking too good, and I looked at him in his eyes and I said, Mario, do I look ugly? And he just looked at me in my eyes and said, no, Sylvia, you're beautiful. He's been my biggest support, has been there 100% for me. Life is more precious than anything, to smell the roses and to slow down and enjoy every bit of what God's created on this earth and has done for us.
I was like positive facing Dr. Sharon Lam. I did not break down, but when she left me, I called my husband and I said, Ranjan, my husband's name is Ranjan. Ranjan, I have breast cancer. But my husband said, oh, don't worry, we can do something about it, And so you don't worry, because if you worry, the more it can contribute to your sickness. And then I called my sister, I called my friends, and they encouraged me and they said, do not worry, we can do something about it.
I have a 19-month-old son, and I couldn't hold him for about six weeks. So I had, sorry, I'm very emotional, but I had my mother-in-law, my mother, and my husband who were there and would have to hold him, and it was hard on him and hard on me. We were not prepared for this. You never are. Although I do not have cancer, what I was told is the experience that I went through with all the testing and the surgeries was as if I had cancer. So my strong family support system, because you can't do cleaning, let alone taking care of your own self, such as showering and things like that for a few weeks, was very hard. But I did have wonderful, wonderful support from my family.
I did have one friend who shared something with me early on. After being diagnosed, I think it was a couple of weeks where I was really just felt like I had the big C word printed across my forehead. And she kind of slapped me around a little bit And she said, you know, Dawn, why are you, the way she put it was, why are you tripping? Because she said the cancer was there before, you just didn't know it. Now that you know it, why are you living differently? And I think that helped me a lot because I recognized that there was no reason to live any differently. I was still here, I still had a baby, I still had my husband, still had a life to proceed with. I still had my stepson. And that helped me to just kind of pick myself up and go, I'm going to continue to live the life that I've been living up until now and continue, because today's no different than yesterday other than I have this diagnosis, but I'm going to live. I'm going to be here. And here I am. My daughter's now 8 years of age. My son is now, he's 18. And I'm enjoying every day and here to help anyone that I can along the journey. If I were to provide advice to someone who's newly diagnosed with breast cancer, I think the thing that I would share with them is take it one step at a time.
Breast cancer nowadays is not a dreaded disease. It can be cured. And if it's good if it's discovered early.
You're newly diagnosed, you're scared, you don't know where to turn. Don't rush into anything. Do your research.
Take the support from people who offer it.
Do not be afraid to ask for all of the appropriate testing because prevention is key.
Learn as much as you can.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
There is no dumb question.
Know what you have. Know what you're fighting against.
Have faith. Go on the journey that you're going to be on and trust yourself.
Stay positive. Don't think that this is it, this is the end.
There truly is life after cancer.
Be strong and know that it's not the end of our lives.